مساء الخير جميعا، أهلا بكم في برنامج انتقالات. Welcome lads and lasses in Transferency Day 16. We have Dave with us tonight. Dave, welcome Dave.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Good evening Dave. Hope you have news for us, update for us.
Well, you know, we discussed yesterday's debacle last night, and I think because of that, I think the board are being pushed into taking some action. We hear that there's possibility of, if not 2, possibly 3 signings before the Leeds game. We need it because we cannot go through what we went through yesterday with possibly the 11 of those players that played yesterday were the same players who got us in this predicament. We cannot carry on carrying those players. We're carrying far too many. Shelby, Longstaff, Shaw. I know Holly will go daft that I'm calling Shaw, but you know, they're just not up to it. They're just not up to it, and I think it's time they moved on, and we need to replace them, and we need to replace them quick. And I think that's what we're going to see in the next, at least the next 48 hours. I think we'll see Carlos being sorted out fairly quickly, and then we'll just see from there where we go from there. But again, there's been quite a number of players being linked with us over the weekend since yesterday.
Okay, regarding Carlos, because this is what we are worried about. We know that he have a game yesterday. It was postponed until today because some event or some problem with the fans. Someone throw something, and some defender, but not Carlos. Carlos is safe. And he lost today to Real Betis in Cup, Spania Cup. Okay, we know now Botman and Batshil from Monaco. It's gonna be it's like almost like over, or I think it's over. Why do you think Diego Carlos? I know he's put the pressure on the club, but why we didn't hear still a strong no from Ishbilia? Why this is still ongoing?
Because I think there's discussions going. I think discussions are ongoing, and
So it's about money. It's not like about something else.
No, it's about money. I think that's what it's solely about, money and possibly add-ons if you play so many games or gets any sort of we managed to stay up, because apparently that's something that's come out in the news today, that if we stay up and we don't get relegated, then apparently we're going to have to pay Atletico another £12 million if we stay up. You know, that's what they've negotiated. Now, that's probably, that might be something again that's involved with Carlos's deal. You know, maybe just something like that. We don't know.
So they are playing Valencia next game. So do you think he will be with them on 19th of January, before 2 days of our game?
No, I think he'll be gone before then. I think we'll see something in the next 24, 48 hours.
Okay, what's the latest on Gosens, the German left back and left midfielder?
Nothing with him. Nothing in the news regarding him. There was another German player who's been linked, but he's also been linked with Watford. So let's see what happens with that.
Sorry, you say Watford?
Yeah, there's another German player. I think it's one of the other stories I sent you earlier.
Yeah.
I think with I'll just go back to my story. What is she called?
A player from Watford to join Newcastle?
No. It's Ludovic Blas. He's apparently a German player who plays for Nantes. £15 million but he's also been linked with Watford. Is
I see. Link
so
with Watford.
Yeah, and that's a story. That's a story that I've sent you in the article from Newcastle World, which is obviously talking about this other player. So, if it could be that German player, but certainly I've not heard anything regarding Gossens.
Some friend sent me this today. Jason Knight from Derby County, defense midfielder for Derby County, asked for 8 million, but it's not strong resource. But have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it, but it's something that's in the speculation pages at the moment. Derby are expected to sanction the deal but it's not just us involved. Leeds United are also interested.
Yeah.
So, but
Derby County in Championship or League One?
They're probably going to be in League One because they've had 20, 22 or 23 points deducted this season because of financial fair play irregularities and all sorts of problems and with regard and funding, and so they had points deducted, so they were sitting bottom of the championship, but Wayne Rooney has managed to galvanise them, and they're now only second bottom, so but they're still 9 points off safety. If he can keep them up, they'll be a championship team, but all the rumours are that Wayne Rooney could be heading towards Everton now with Rafa being sacked. Everton is Rooney's boyhood club, and that's where he started his career from. So that's where he might end up going back to as manager. So if that's the case, I think the worst we can expect is that Derby will probably get relegated to Division 1.
So you are you saying it's unlikely to join?
I don't know. I don't know, because Derby they have a lot of financial problems, which is why Mike Ashley's trying to buy them on the cheap for 50 million quid.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so they're going
that's why
if they can get if their administrators, because that's where they are at the moment, they're not being managed by anybody other than administrators, I believe. And if their administrators can get £8 million for a player, then they're going to take it, because that's £8 million off their debts. So that might be the way forward. But if there's nothing concrete, like I said, it's just in the speculation pages. There's been nothing anywhere else other than the speculation pages. But it's like everything, we get linked with everybody. As soon as somebody name comes up, they get linked with Newcastle. So, but he's also been linked with Leeds. Let's see what happens. If it comes off, it sounds like it could be a good deal. But
Dave, I want to translate. I forget to translate some of stuff you're saying to the fans. But before I go to translate, I want to ask you about: is it weird going from Van de Beek, Wijnaldum to Derby County midfielder? It's like big gap.
Yeah,
and it's like nothing in between.
And that's why I pay no store by it. I don't pay. I don't pay any store by what's in them speculation pages, because you don't go from Donny Van de Beek and Wijnaldum, even though Van de Beek and Wijnaldum have both turned us down. Van de Beek said today that he will not come to Newcastle. Wijnaldum's already said he'll not come to Newcastle. If they don't want to come, we don't want them.
He will not come, or he will stay with Manchester. That's different.
He'll stay with Manchester.
So that doesn't mean he doesn't want to come to Newcastle. He wants to stay in Newcastle.
No, he said he doesn't want to come to Newcastle. He said he doesn't want to come to Newcastle. He wants to stay with Manchester United. He doesn't want to come to Newcastle.
Okay.
So
طبعا بالنسبة لي آخر الكلام أو آخر الحديث عن الصفقات، طبعا تكلمنا في البداية عن لاعب ديغو كارلوس. يتوقع كريس إنه انه الموضوع الحين خلافات بسيطه ماديا، يعني اقتربت وجهات النظر. شفنا اليوم كثير من الاخبار، لوك ادواردز ايضا ذكر هذا الشيء، انه اقتربت الصفقه جدا من الاكتمال، وان شاء الله تكتمل قبل مباراه ليدز. هذا خبر حلو، خبر جميل، لكن احنا برضو زي ما تكلمنا من المساحه قبل شوي في تويتر، انه نبغى الموضوع اكثر من بس مجرد قلب دفاع. نحتاج فعلا محور، نحتاج ظهير ايسر. بالنسبه للاعب كوسنس، سمعوا كثير بالخبر هذا، لكن يعني ما الى الان العرض غريبه بالمقلوب. يعني هل سيتم شراء العقد او 6 شهور الباقيه؟ يعني نسبه الاشاعه احس كثرت يعني في المانيا في انجلترا، لكن اللاعب لعب كبير ومحط انظار انديه كبيره. المبلغ اللي مذكور يعني غريب جدا، نحس نشوفه يعني يعني يتفقون على صفات الشروط الشخصيه قبل قيمه العقد مع اتلانتا، كانه هذا شيء محسوم. عموما الخبر لسه برضو عليه كلام كثير مدى صحته صراحه، حتى الحين هذا اللي فهمته انا من ديف والاخوان في نيوكاسل. ايضا بالنسبه لهذا هذا الخبر اللي تكلمنا فيه من شوي غريب جدا، اهتمام بديربي كاونتي. يعني كنا من فان دي بيك، طبعا اللي سمعنا اليوم فان دي بيك انه سيبقى في مانشستر يونايتد، فينالدوم لن ينتقل للدوري الانجليزي او لن ينتقل لنيوكاسل. فمو معقول فجاه كذا طرنا الى جيسون نايت محور ديربي كاونتي، طبعا لاعب اساسي. طبعا ديربي كاونتي له في الشامبيونشيب في الدرجه الاولى، يعني تعتبر عندنا زي ما نسميها احنا درجه ثالثه. فغريب القفزه او السقوط المسافه، يعني البعد من هذه الانديه. لكن في ناس يشوفون انه عشان البعد هذا الخبر غير منطقي، ومنهم ديف. انا اشوف العكس، بالعكس انه من غرابه الخبر قد يكون صحيح، خصوصا انه ديربي متورط ماليا بسبب اللعب المادي نظيف السنه اللي راحت وعقوبته بخصم 21 نقطه. فموضوع انه ال8 مليون اللي طالبينها والمبلغ المالي اللي فعلا عشان اللاعب هذا بيحسن وضع ديربي كاونتي والمشاكل الماليه اللي عنده. فهذا احتمال يعني احس ممكن يكون في جزء من الصحه، مع انه مستبعد، لكن ما حد يعرف ياكد اي شيء حتى الحين. يعني الشيء الوحيد المؤكد الان في الصحافه موضوع دييغو كارلوس، انه ما انتهى واقترب جدا من انتهائه. لكن باقي الصفقات احس اللي جديده توها تنفتح على الاغلب ما راح تختم بسرعه. هذا انا صراحه توقعي الان. اوكي ديف، وات نيكست ديف؟ بنروح للتعليقات بعد ما نخلص.
Amadou Haidara. Seems to
حيدرة
be Haidara. Yeah, seems to be more talk about him, which seems to be getting strengthened over the last 24 hours. But the main
which team and which position?
Oh God, who he plays for now?
I think France.
Yeah,
Haidara.
He's but the thing is, Man United were supposedly interested in him as well, but they're humming and hawing about the price, and I think they talked about. I think they were talking about £30 million bid, and
defense midfielder.
Yeah, and we've already talked about them as being part of. We've already talked about the idea where we said there's a good chance that he's going to be £35 million. We're supposed to be bidding £35 million. So they're saying that if Man United don't move quickly, then there's a good chance that he will go to Newcastle. So, like I say, he's by all reports that he's a good player. We talked about him the other day that he would suit our style, but it's just getting through the door.
Can you I will translate this, but could you please find us the team he play? طبعا اللاعب هيدرا اعتقد انه محور دفاعي في فرنسا. راح نسينا احنا الفريق اللي يلعب فيه، ارتبط صار له فتره، يعني يجي يوم الخبر بعدين يختفي يومين بعدين يرجع. على العموم في منافسه بينه وبين مانشستر يونايتد، واحيانا اذا انت عرفت المنافس فعلا تحس انه الخبر صحيح، لانه مانشستر يونايتد رايح فيها في موضوع المحور الدفاعي. فعلى الاغلب انه هذا الخبر صحيح. فهنا عاد ياتي المقابل المادي والفريق اللي يبغى يلعب فيه اللاعب. انا عني شخصيا استبعد هذه الصفقه انها تحدث، خصوصا انه شوف يعني المنافسه صعبه يعني. شوف يعني مانشستر يونايتد اللاعب ما نقدر ناخذ لاعبهم بنفس الوقت يبغون محور. يعني هذا شيء غريب يعني. فان دي بيك يبغى يجلس وناديه يبغى محور بداله. Do you find it weird, Dave? Van de Beek went to stay at Manchester and Manchester want Haidara to play in his position.
Yeah.
How I want to stay and I see my club looking for a player in same position I am playing and I'm not having minutes enough.
Well, that's it. That's what I can't understand. You know, why would he want to
جنون
stay?
صراحة.
Like, but I think he could possibly be waiting for a bid from another club. Maybe it's, you know, he doesn't want to come to Newcastle simply because of where we're languish at the moment.
This is very weird because if you come to Newcastle, he'll play 90 minutes every game. He needs this.
He does. If he wants to play in the World Cup, he needs that game time.
Yes. So that's why I'm not. Bart, he doesn't want to come to Newcastle. I think this is exaggerating by journalists. They just want to say this, like to say this. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Just here we go.
That's okay. Any news before go to comment? Any something else, Dave?
Haidara plays for Red Bull.
Red Bull Salzburg. الألماني.
Leipzig.
الألماني.
Yeah. And like I say, he's in. You know, he's got a good chance of coming over. So let's just see whether that's one of the stories that happen. Another story that we have, not so positive, is that Fabian Schär has been linked with a surprising move to Bordeaux. Shock. Bordeaux want Fabian Schär. It doesn't say how much, but you know the fact is that they're in for him. You know, and
we should take a player from Bordeaux.
Yes.
Really, to agree.
So if Shaw goes, then we definitely have to fill that centre back position. Let's just hope again it's paper talk, but the thing is, it's come from the Daily Mirror, which is one of the better sports papers in the UK. You know, but again, they do like to peddle the odd fabricated story just to get somebody talking. But you know, we can't be getting rid of centre halves when he.
Yeah, but Dave, it makes sense because he didn't been renewed the contract.
Yeah, it does,
so makes sense if he want to leave or have a bid.
That you're right. But I'd prefer to get rid of Lascelles before I got rid of Haidara, before I got rid of Shaw, because Shaw can play a role for us, whereas Lascelles yesterday's display was diabolical. So no, let's get Haidara in. Let's get Botman in. Let's get Carlos in.
اولين ها. ديف طبعا جاب خبر عن لاعب شار انه جاء عرض من بوردو، طبعا صحيفه ديلي ميرور. يعني يقول ديف ما هي جريده موثوقه، لكن المشكله انه فعلا شار انت بينتهي عقده هذا الموسم حسب ما سمعنا ولم يجدد له، يعني فمنطقي جدا انه ممكن نادي اخر يهتم فيه. نتمنى انه نحصل على الاقل اذا تمت الصفقه ناخذ لاعب من بوردو يمكن نحتاجه، يعني خصوصا مع مبالغات الأندية وخصوصا. Anything else, Dave?
Stories wise, no. That's
nothing from Sky today. Sky transfer window show.
No, nothing
from them today. Rich Graves.
Nothing from them today.
Is it the quietness before the storm?
Yeah, I think so.
الهدوء الذي يسبق العاصفة. اليوم هادي بالرغم من هذه الأخبار الخجولة، لكن هادي، يعني ما في مصادر قوية تكلمت عن صفقات، وهذا شيء إيجابي.
We're into the last 2 weeks of the transfer window now. So what you'll see now is it'll start picking up. It will start getting more intense, and certainly after next week's games, we don't have a game until the 8th of February. That's right, isn't it? 8th of February at home.
Yes, Everton.
Yeah, Everton. After next week's games.
So who will coach Everton? Who will coach Everton?
Who will coach Everton? Rooney, probably.
Rooney?
Yeah. Like I said before, Rooney's at Derby County and he's doing a good job at Derby County. He's taken them from a position where they were bottom with minus 28, 20. How many points had been deducted? But they're now only 9 points off safety. But the Everton fans want somebody who they can attach to. And I think there's a possibility that Rooney might go there alongside Duncan Ferguson. Ferguson's a good coach. He's still there now. He's probably going to take over Everton certainly for the next week until they can get a deal sorted out. But I fully expect Rooney will go to Everton. And who knows? And I know our friend Holly, she's absolutely desperate to get Rafa in as a director of football, if not a manager, because she would certainly like to see Rafa in than anybody else.
This is out from happening.
Yeah, that's what I've told her. That's what I've told her as well.
Either he be a coach or Holly's here. We're speaking about you, Holly.
Yeah, I asked her to join us, and she said she'd watch in. But like I say, it'll break Holly's heart if we don't get Rafa, and we get rid of Shaw. That's her two favourite people in the whole world, next to her dad. Shaw.
If you can, Dave, please, if you send her the link of studio, if she can join us.
I've asked her. She said she was too busy.
Okay.
So if she wants to, I said if she wants to come on to give her a bell, but
yeah, just to give us Rafa, because Rafa, how, now we need the players and everything is set for Eddie Howe. The team doesn't need someone to come right now for to be the head manager. He's more a manager, more a coach, more than a manager, I believe. And there will be a lot of conflict between him and Eddie Howe. It's like two cooker in the same oven or same cook. طبخين في الطبخة تحترق على قولتهم. طبعا ما في أخبار كثيرة بالنسبة لي سكاي اليوم، وحنا زي ما قلنا الهدوء اللي يسبق العاصفة. فنقول إن شاء الله قبل مباراة ليدز، خلاص بعد ليدز الفريق إن شاء الله بيسافر للسعودية، وبنغطي إن شاء الله هذا السفرة هذه بشكل ممتاز إن شاء الله. أيضا بيكون في فراغ كبير، تقريبا أسبوعين على مباراة إيفرتون، اللي ديف يقول اليوم فاجأنا أنه ممكن روني يدرب إيفرتون. طبعا روني كلنا نعرف قبل ما يروح مانشستر كان لاعب لإيفرتون. Okay, let's go to comments.
Yeah,
and question, Dave.
I've sent Holly the link, but
let's see if she can join us. Welcome Holly to join us. So let's
just for a couple of minutes even.
Makhul says Eddie Howe, he seemed like more polite. He have some, he doesn't want to hurt anyone, but he should toughen up. This is Makhul opinion. I could say I am with him. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, but what he says in front of the cameras could be completely different from how he is in the back, which is exactly how Kevin Keegan was. Kevin Keegan was exactly the same. He'd support his players 100% in front of the cameras, but if he thought something needed to be
but Dave, it's not like that. I mean, like in decisions.
Well, decisions on
substitution, subs.
Yes. I agree with that. Yesterday, I thought he was a bit slow on his substitutions, especially when with half an hour to go, we looked leggy, we looked tired, we were facing the wrong way, we were getting bypassed. They were pumping the long ball in, and we were getting turned around too quickly. And I think we could have made the substitutions a bit earlier to negate that. But again, he didn't even use all his subs. He didn't use all his subs against Cambridge. He used just, that's the thing we need to see from him. Other managers use all their substitutions that they have with themselves. But no, he didn't. He didn't make the changes when he should have made the changes. And I agree with you. He needs to toughen up with that.
طبعا ديف جاوب مكحول على هذا السؤال واستفسار، انه يقول انه ممكن يكون زي كيفن كيجن. طبعا كيفن كيجن مدرب ولاعب عظيم في نيوكاسل، انه قدام الكاميرا ما يكون شديد، لكن خلف الكواليس او في غرفة التدريب يكون تف، يعني يكون اصعب او يكون يعني بعيد عن المشاعر على كلامك. لكن برضه سؤال ديف قلت انه اترك اللي يصير او الظاهر، لكن احنا نتكلم عن التشكيله او التدخل في التشكيله. نحس انه تغيير اللاعبين فعلا في مراعاه شويه في المشاعر، وايدني ديف بهذا الموضوع. لكن اتوقع الحين لما يصير اكثر على المحك ما فيش مرحمين، يعني بيكون اتوقع اكثر تدخلا او اكثر حزما يعني في موضوع التغييرات. Buxton, he's very afraid from Leeds, he's very strong. What do you think, Dave? Can we beat Leeds if we didn't get any sign?
If we don't get any signings, I think it'll be tough. I mean, even the latest betting though seems to suggest that Newcastle, they're still saying Norwich, Burnley, and Watford to be relegated. So I think everybody seems to think that if we get some signings through the door, we can't get out of this.
Exactly.
We can't get out of this. But yesterday didn't help. Leeds today didn't help. So if Leeds play the same way they played West Ham today, then I can't see us getting anything out of it. And I was talking to Holly yesterday, and Holly was saying that, she thought Leeds would win 3-0. And I was saying, no, I think we'll go there and get something, but then again, I said we would win 3-0 yesterday. We didn't, But Holly's dad, Dave, said it would be 1-1, and he got spot on. But if we go to Leeds, we have to be stronger. We have to be stronger. We have to play like we did against Man United 3 weeks ago. We have to play the same way. We have to be tight. We have to be strong. Because any result is possible, because nobody thought Leeds would go to West Ham today and literally turn West Ham over, because they were a much better team today. Leeds were a much better team. And they had 11 players missing. They had 11 of their first team players missing. So,
and we should see, I don't know, what do you think if we're doing spying on Leeds and see what was signed this week on Wednesday?
Yeah, we should spy on them.
طبعا احنا بدينا هذه الحركة من الأسبوع الماضي، يعني مع الفرق اللي تهمنا، يعني انه نجيب معلومات عن واتفورد. جبنا تعاقدات وخلتنا نفهم اكثر فريق واتفورد. يعني انا عني، يعني لما تابعت المباراة بنسوي نفس الشيء ان شاء الله هذا يوم الاربعاء. it's gonna be 7 o'clock Wednesday. Leeds operation، عملية Leeds، نجيب اخر اخبار Leeds وتعاقداتهم، التغيرات اللي صارت مع الفريق. شفنا اليوم فازوا على وست هام، وكان غير متوقع يعني انه يفوزون على وست هام بأرض وست هام. شفنا وست هام ادى مستويات جيدة هذا الموسم، لكن ليدز فعلا كان حريص انه يبعد عن منطقة الهبوط، واعتقد انه سينجح في هذا الشيء، خصوصا انه فريق هجومي. صح انه يخسر كثير لكنه يفوز كثير، فهذا الفارق بينه وبينهم. طبعا رأي ديف انه فعلا يعني ممكن لاعب واحد يفرق معانا. يعني انا I believe if I see Diego in my head, if Diego Carlos playing with us, I think this is a huge strength for our defense. a huge confidence for the rest of the team, I believe. Evening, وليد and Dave, Holly. Thank you, Holly. Leeds United is very strong team. We know this accent. طبعا مكحول يقول نيوكاسل must spend much this week, especially on the center back and midfield. But for forward, we have Maxima and Wood, but they have to be more relaxed with the football. If the opponent pressure on Maximin, we have someone to release the pressure from Maximin, which is true. We need someone like, for example, someone in Cantwell position. I'm not saying Cantwell, but someone in Cantwell or Ramsey position can hold the ball, can give or take a lot of pressure and marking from Maximin. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, definitely need someone in that midfield role, because Shelvey and Longstaff just aren't doing it for me. So we need to bring in possibly two players there. You know, if we can bring in both Ramsey and Cantwell, that might be good. But we've also got, we haven't got to forget, we've got Hayden on the bench. You know, Hayden, he has gone backwards a bit, but maybe it's time for him to come back into the fold. And because the thing is, we can't continue with Sean Longstaff not being up to the task, and Shelvey can't play more than one hard game in every 2 weeks.
It seemed like Eddie like the 12 players, as he mentioned. We see that not in just Chris Wood. He put Domet in the left back. He put Sean Staff, which I believe Hayden is much better for more performance than him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what do you think of Sean Staff performance?
Of who? Longstaff.
Longstaff, he deserved to be in the lineup yesterday.
No.
So why is he playing?
Why? Because we've got nobody else.
No, we have Willock, we have Hayden.
That's what we should. That's what we think. But Willock hasn't been playing very well either. Neither has Hayden. They haven't been playing very well. But Longstaff must be doing a bit more in training than what the other ones are doing. You know, you think we would see more of Longstaff, but he's just missing. He was missing against Cambridge, against the League One team. He was missing yesterday. So
I don't know why. Is he just marketing the player, or he just want to prove the player, I want you, that's why I'm playing, make you play?
Yeah, not so much marketing, but I think we can't afford to market players at the moment. We have to have players who can play. So he's probably just thinking that Longstaff's the best of a bad lot, you know. But I can only hope that any of the deals that we make this week will be for that attacking midfielder. You know, even if it means, I mean, Miggy seems to have fallen out of favour. He's not getting his game as much now. But I also note that a lot of the players that Howe plays are English players. He seems to think that he gets a better role out of an English player. So whether these deals that he's doing, it could be Todd Cantwell, it could be Ramsey, although Ramsey's he's not. You know, so let's just see what happens. But I think, attacking midfielder is one of the people we need to strengthen.
Attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, centre back. At least these three.
Two centre backs.
At least one.
Oh wait,
at least minimum.
You know, we've got minimum. We've got to have a minimum of 3, I think, purchases. Now that doesn't mean that there can't be any loan signings. I think there might be a couple of loan signings as well. We can have 2 loan signings from the Premiership, and we can have 2 loan signings from the rest of the world. So we can do that legally for loan signings. And if we can do that and bring and buy 3 players, then that could be that could be the 7 players that will need to sit alongside Wood and Trippier and Dubravka in goal. That's your new 11. So technically, we would have a new team out there. Let's just hope we can do some business before 12 o'clock on Friday. We've got 12 o'clock on Friday to get them signed.
So how many sign you think? 1 or 2 we should have before Leeds? Oh, I know, not we should. Sorry, we expect to have.
I would expect to have 2 with a possibility of 3.
2. Wow, 3.
But 2, I definitely think we'll get 2 through the door.
2, 3 is much to finish.
Yeah, and get 3 and get a third, possibly get a third one.
Yeah, I think it's 3. In these 2 weeks, 3 will come, I believe. Either loan or whatever.
No, I think we'll buy 3. I think there'll be 3 purchases. And then there could be some more loans after that, because we've got a further week, if we want to tie up any loan deals. But they need to possibly bring 3 in. Definitely need to bring 2 in, which I think is going to happen. There'll definitely be 2. A third one is a possibility before Leeds. Then we've got a week left of the transfer window, but we've then got 2 weeks before we actually play Everton. So we've got time to bring in those players, get them trained, get them acclimatized, if that's what it takes, and then we're ready to go against Everton, because we've got to take advantage. We've got to take advantage of Leeds' injuries and Everton's lack of morale. And Everton's lack of morale is their big downfall at the moment.
Harrison, the one who scored today, I don't remember hearing of him. He's a striker.
Yeah, but he's been there. He's been at Leeds a long time. So
he just got lucky today. So nice.
Yeah, for to score a hat trick.
Because I always hear Bamford, not Harrison.
There's something going on with Bamford. Now, keep an eye out.
Okay.
I don't know if Bamford's been linked with the moves away. I don't know what's happened. There's something going on with Bamford.
I remember he was injured.
Yeah, but there's something else going on. There's something else going on with Bamford.
Are we involved?
I'll try and get.
طبعا ديف يعني يقول لازم احنا نستغل فرصة انه ليدز عندهم اصابات كثيرة. اليوم تقريبا ما لعبوا الا ب 12 لاعب، لكن توفق اليوم يعني والفوز. حتى اللاعب يعني اليوم ضربت معاه لسجل 3 أهداف، بالعادة ما يسجل، لكن بامفورد هو المهاجم الرئيسي. يقول ان بامفورد اصلا عليه كلام انه ممكن ينتقل لاحد الفرق، او في كلام عليه. بالنسبه لي ايفرتون برضو لازم يستغل الفرصه انه شالوا اليوم، اكدوا اقاله بينيتيز. كل الحديث الان في نيوكاسل احباء او عشاق بينيتيز انه يرجحون انه يا يرجع مكان ايدي هاو، يا يصير المدير الرياضي زي ما قالت لنا هولي نيوكاسل. يعني كل شيء انا استبعد طبعا هذا الشيء. محمد علي saying there is negotiating with Genesis as we speak, as we said before, but there is Demirel, center back also from Atlanta. Have you heard about Demirel, Atlanta center back? No. ما سمعنا فيه والله محمد علي. احنا سمعنا في جيسنس بس ما سمعنا في ادميريل. ارسل لي بالله على الخاص اذا عندك اخبار حول هذا الموضوع. Someone says we should have Coutinho.
Yeah. we could.
Yeah, but I think he want to go to Gerrard. يعني.
He didn't want to come to Newcastle, so like I said, if anybody doesn't want to come, we're not interested. We don't need them. We don't want them. You know.
المشكلة someone يقول انه هو اللي كان ما يبغى يجي نيوكاسل، هو اللي كان يبغى يجي استون فيلا. شو نسوي يعني؟ Someone says سالم الدوسري سلمان الفرج there is 2 Saudi great players from الهلال. He want him in Newcastle. He said they are better for half team of Newcastle. I totally agree with you, but this is impossible now. we need someone to shoot from a distance, of course.
Yeah.
We need someone to shoot a distance, shoot from close. We need someone to shoot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
we need center defense midfielder.
That's what Longstaff was good at. Longstaff could hit a long-range shot, but he hasn't done anything like that for a while now.
For a while, yeah. He did it this season once only, I remember.
Once only, yeah.
Beginning of the season. Someone suggesting taking a player from Saudi Arabia.
This is my t-shirt. Anywhere, anyhow, anywhere.
Anyway, any player.
This is a Who t-shirt, but I thought I'd show it for Holly. Anyhow, Eddie Howe.
Any Rafa. Okay, McCall say we should have Maguire.
Maguire.
Just joking around, maybe. Majdi saying Fabian Schär is the best centre back we have at the moment.
Yeah.
But not for 90 minutes.
Not for 90 minutes. Yeah, Migo was right. 21. Derby had 21 points deducted. Should we get Rafa back? Holly wants Rafa back, but I would only take Rafa back as a director of football.
But this is that can't happen now. Can't.
Why?
Duplicate, I think. Yani.
Well, not if he's going to be coming in as the director of football. He had a project where he wanted to build Newcastle from the bottom.
If I am Eddie Howe, I will say no.
Yeah, I know.
I will say no.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, this does not make sense. And okay, there is, I don't know if Rafa, if he come, he will not just doing the managerial stuff. He will interfere a lot because he's actually a coach. Anyway, someone says I have a question back to Premier League about Newcastle. Okay. What do you think of James Rodriguez, the Colombian player, the one who play in Qatar league? You know James Rodriguez, the one who was in Everton?
James Rodriguez, yeah.
Yeah, he suggesting him.
He didn't do it at Everton.
يعني ما يقول
he couldn't do it at Everton.
ما أدى بشكل جيد في إيفرتون يعني. طيب مساء الخير، يسعد مساك مشاري. We want opinion of Dave about Chris Wood and what to expect from Chris Wood in the near future.
I expect, he'd only had 24 hours, 48 hours to train with the team. You can see what we're going to be trying to do. We're going to be trying to get the crosses in, and the corners are going to be aiming for him. He got on the end of a couple of the crosses and stuff like that. Not as much as I thought he would have done, but he didn't get as much as the service I thought he would have got more of. He didn't get the crosses, and I think that was because we had Kieran Trippier was playing a lot deeper yesterday, and Ryan Fraser was more of the person to come forward. And Fraser is a bit like Maxi. When he's got the ball at his feet, he very rarely wants to cross the ball. So I think we need to get somebody on the ball who can cross the ball.
Ranieri closed the sides for us, so we should have from the deep, and in the deep we didn't have great players.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
طبعا ديف يقول انه مشاري يقول انه يعني ما صار له 48 ساعه، ما حصل على عرضيات كافيه، تريبير كان متراجع اكثر الخلف، وانا اضفت انه فعلا كان رانيري مدرب ايطالي ودفاعي ممتاز، سكر الاجنحه، يعني حتى ماكسيمان ما قدر يسوي شيء لين الحركه، يعني فجاه حركه ماكسيمان المعروفه اللي يسحب كم لاعب ويشوت، يعني تصادف كثير مع الحمد لله يعني ما شاء الله مع ماكسيمان احيانا كحل اخير. انا ما كنت ابغى انه دائما نتعود على ماكسيمان انه ينقذنا بالطريقه هذه، يعني تحس انه ما في بلان بي في الهجوم. عموما ما كان في عرضيات كافيه الوود، 48 ساعه ما يمدينا نحكي عليه، ويتوقع له انه اكيد بيكون ان شاء الله افضل في اكيد المرات الجايه. بس احنا مشكلتنا الحين نلعب تحت ضغط، وحطينا ضغط اكثر. Do you think we put a lot of pressure on Chris Wood? He just joined to less than 48 hours, as you said.
Yeah,
and we expect him to score for us. And
yeah, I think there was a lot of that yesterday. There was quite a lot of that yesterday when we were. The atmosphere with the crowd was very apprehensive and tense because we all knew how important that game was. And I think you could feel it right across the crowd. And if we could feel it, you can imagine the players could feel it as well. And, you know, it was too much to expect Chris Wood and Kieran Trippier to turn it on in the first game. Yes, we saw Digne and we saw Coutinho turn it on against their game yesterday to come back from 2-0 down. But you know, that's Aston Villa, it's not Newcastle. Let's see where we are next week. I think the Leeds game would suit Chris Wood better because they're not good in the air. Leeds have a real problem with aerial balls. So yes, I think I would expect Chris Wood to do much better next week. Latest coming in from the Evening Chronicle today, Alain Saint-Maximin has urged Newcastle United's owners to act after admitting the team needs transfer help. So yeah, Alain Saint-Maximin is saying that as well, that we need that.
Where did he say it, in an interview?
He said it in an interview, yeah, with the Evening Chronicle.
سانت ماكسيمان مقابلة في صحيفة كرونيكل إنه حث على تعاقد الفريق للاعبين يعني في يعني تعاقدات أكثر يعني في الفريق، يعني الفريق يحتاج تعاقدات. هذا شيء أكيد، بس إنه غريبة يعني هذا الإصرار. Do you think it's weird from Maximin to say this? Because obviously this is what the club is all about.
No, that's what it's about. That's about.
Why he's saying that?
I think it's we've always had players who've been prepared to speak their mind. You know,
هذا رأيه يعني.
But unfortunately, those players who've done that in the past have always paid the price, because normally beforehand, if anybody spoke against the club, and Max is not speaking against the club, but what Max is saying is he's saying exactly what I'm saying. We've got virtually the same team that got in this position. Now we need more players. We need better players to come in.
We should make Maxi agent in France because he's speaking their language.
He probably is. with the number of French players we get linked with, he probably is. He's probably telling all these French players to come and play.
Yes, maybe he knows someone play good in our needed position. Life goes. I've been every day this week, fellas. Keep missing the shows. What time do you think you? We do it every day. 7:30 UK. Life goes. We wish to have you soon, my friend. I think Hayden had a surgery. You have surgery? No. He wasn't in the lineup. I don't know. We forget about that.
Yeah, but I tell you,
but that's explain why he didn't play.
Yeah, Holly said she'll come on one time this week, so I'll leave you.
Welcome.
I'll leave
Life
that
Goals and Holly, welcome to join us every day, 7:30 in Transferency. Dubravka wise, is he part of the problem? No, seems to gonna. No, Dubravka was great. Yani, was great.
He had nothing to do yesterday apart from
yeah.
He made one absolutely brilliant save. He made one absolutely brilliant save when.
I find hard to translate this. Makhul saying our team needed. Yani it's how we can say that, needed someone. Yani to translate to the players. Come on, yani this is death, life or death. Just eat them alive. Just eat the beef, eat the meat, and leave the bones. Something like that.
Exactly.
Yani.
Yeah.
Really, you are right. You are right, مكحول. فعلا صحيح كلامك. we need to toughen up, to bottom line. Dwight Gale is supposedly expected to leave this window. West Bromwich Albion favored to sign him for a small fee with a promotion.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. If he's obviously not going to feature. He's not going to feature now. So yes, and we're not because we're not in the I was going to say the World Cup there, because we're not in the FA Cup anymore. Then we don't need those squad players we would have kept for the FA Cup. So those squad players we would have kept around, like Dwight Gale, need to be moved out. Plus, we need to put players like Anderson out on loan, and I think Anderson will go to Luton on loan and play for Luton, just to get him sort of used to physicality of league football, Premier League football. He needs to get used to that physicality rather than just playing in the under 21 league. So I think there's
speaking of Luton, a great goal yesterday, a last minute goal against Bournemouth.
Who did that?
Some player in Luton, they score in last minute.
All right.
3-2, so it was an amazing game. Badr Al-Khamis saying Ibrahim Sanjari and Ryan from Ajax. All this is excellent in center defense midfielder. I think I can answer on Dave behalf. Before Dave says, he's not thrilled with Ajax players. We see Ziyech and Madli De Ligt and De Jong in Barcelona. They are not, when they move out to the stronger leagues like Premier League and Spanish La Liga, they didn't doing that much difference. This is Dave's opinion, and I will see what he's saying again, but also better than what we have. What do you think, Dave?
Not change my opinion. I don't think.
Yeah, but better than what we have.
Yes, possibly, but I'll always come out with the but. That league is not strong enough. Before you've got the Dutch league, you've got the German league, the Spanish league, and the German, Spanish, and Italian leagues. Before that, Dutch league is a lot less. There's only 2 teams. It's just like Scotland. There's only like 2 teams in Holland who can actually challenge really. So no, I don't think it's a good league. Don't think it's a good league at all.
All right. Sealife goes, the names he mentioned. Do you think if we get 4, I think if we get 3 or 4 players, I know it's a huge mix or sudden addition, but I think they will make a huge difference regardless.
Well, that's it. And that's what we've got to look at. We've got to look at those 2 players, possibly 3, coming in before Leeds game. And then possibly a couple of loan signings before the Everton game. And that would make a big difference to our squad, our players. But we need time to settle them in. And that's why we've got to get them in fairly quickly. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. James Ward-Prowse, he's a good player, but I can't see Southampton letting him go.
Yeah. He's English, right?
Yes.
So he's in the national team because we need him in World Cup.
He's been in the squad. I think he's been in the squad.
We need him in World Cup. Abadi Al-Harbi. Any hope Newcastle stay in Premier League, Dave?
Before yesterday, I was very, very, I was very optimistic. I'm not as optimistic as I was yesterday, but before today's game with Leeds and West Ham, I thought that there was a mini league of 6 at the bottom.
Now 4.
Yeah, but now 5.
Still Everton.
Still Everton. Everton's still there. Everton's still in a lot of trouble. So it's going to be 3 from 5 from what I can see. 3 from 5.
But still Everton, they have great players.
Mm-hmm.
Better than the other 4.
Yeah.
Richarlison. They just sign Anwar. It's weird. They bring Anwar El-Ghazi, I think, upon Everton, upon Rafa request, and this sack him. So irony. طبعا عبادي يقول ديف انه كان في امل اكثر يعني قبل مباراه الامس، لكن الان يعني في معركه الحين. كانوا 6 فرق، الحين صاروا 5 مع وجود ايفرتون. يرى ديف ايضا ايفرتون ليس يعني بالفريق اللي مستبعد من الهبوط، مع اني انا اشوف انه نوعيه لاعبينه افضل بكثير، فقط يحتاجون مدرب يناسب او توجههم. هم من البدايه اصلا ما كانوا مقتنعين في رافا للاسف. I agree. الوليد Peter Canyon has been linked with a role at the club. Rafa would undermine Edward Eddie Howe. Who's Peter Canyon?
Peter Canyon,
the one from Brighton.
He's the former Manchester United and Chelsea chief executive. And he's been touted for a similar role at St James's Park. He actually was one of the people who would try to buy Newcastle before the first Saudi proposed takeover, and he tried to buy her as well. So he's obviously got some sort of connections, and I know he was dealing with Amanda, so he's obviously got some connections in the current boardroom. So he might come in as a chief executive or some sort of role, but I can't see how that would work when you've got Mr. Al Ruyan and you've got Amanda and you've got Mirdad in there as well. I think that could be problematic. So I don't know if there's anything really in it. I know it's just been one of those things that's rumored, and it's rumored by one of those newspapers who like to spread stories. That's the Sun, which is exactly the same.
And they never get anything right. So
no, they don't.
Yeah, I'm always surprised from accounts. The Sun saying so when they were right. McHoy says the problem in Watford there is hesitate and slowness in passing balls. This is one of our weaknesses. هذه أكثر أشياء ضعيفين إحنا فيها مكحول فعلا يعني. عشان كده إحنا نبغى كانتويل، أرون رمزي، واحد يقدر يحتفظ بالكورة. Maximan when he hold the ball he dribbling right away. He can't lift his he just dribbling and focus on the goal. But we need someone he can control the game. Unfortunately we don't have this player for now, so hopefully we'll have him soon. Ask Dave, do you think, Dave, we have weak goalkeeper? Should we do like Liverpool and bring Alisson?
I don't think Dubravka's weak, but I do think we have a weak goalkeeping situation. I think we've only got one decent goalkeeper. Darlow isn't what he was. Gillespie's not up to it, and Woodman. I think Woodman's probably going to be one of those players who finds his job elsewhere. I think he's going to be. I think he did well for Swansea, and I think he could find himself back at Swansea on a permanent deal. It just hasn't worked out. And Dean Henderson maybe could come in, but Dean Henderson isn't going to want to come in to sit on the bench. He's going to want to come in and be number one.
Well, to be honest, I watch him in Manchester some games. I don't think he's a great goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion, though.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Dubravka is much better, and even we can bring another goalkeeper, but I don't think Henderson is the answer. فما ديف يقول إنه بالنسبة لدوبرافكا ممكن فيه دارلو برضو في الحراسة، لكن هم يخاف إنه يجي الحارس هيدرسون اللي تتكلم إنه ممكن يجي نيوكاسل من مانشستر ويلعب فيه ويقعد في الاحتياط. هنا الخوف، وممكن هذا الشيء يمنعه ينضم نيوكاسل. Why Sissoko hate Newcastle? He was trying the best to win every single ball but he missing big chance for them. I don't think he's hit Newcastle as much. He want to prove himself. What do you think, Dave?
He hates us as much as we hate him.
طبعا يقول حنا نكرهه بعد لأنه I think he leave after the relegation.
Yeah, and it was all about money as far as he was concerned.
هو تقريبا رحل عن فريق نيوكاسل بعد ما هبط نيوكاسل، فعشان كذا اتوقع هذا، وطلب برضو مبالغ اعلى. Good evening Tom, hope you are great mate. At the match yesterday and we are desperate. Some signings in.
Yeah, that's we definitely are. We definitely are. Hopefully,
yeah, we all desperate.
Two, if not three, by Leeds. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that Carlos is the first one tomorrow.
And the thing is, we are 2 points from Watford, and I don't think Watford will play better against other teams like us.
No.
So that's why I believe we are doing great, even Norwich, even Burnley. But we need to make those signings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very waiting, and I'm very anxious. I need signings.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Howe doesn't have too much influence on these signings. Why? We hope
what he's trying to say is that he doesn't rate Howe's choices, yeah.
But at least the problem he playing. It seems House he's one of the coach who have almost one plan, like Brian Rogers from Leicester City. I have mostly one plan. In general, doesn't have he's not that tactical. He's not like Guardiola or Tuchel. No, he's one plan, and I think he need to make influence because he need to choose the right player for his plans. What do you think?
What this one here?
No, I mean for what Life Goal saying.
All right, no, I can say Eddie Howe has actually picked some good players, but he tends to bring players through rather than buying players. His choice of buying players hasn't always been the best. He's good at bringing young talent into play and getting the best out of people like Joe Linton and Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke wasn't doing very well at Chelsea, and when he went to Bournemouth, became a proper goal scorer. Let's hope that Dominic Solanke might be one of those players that we're looking at. Let's see.
It was much needed win yesterday, but again, we can't hold on to lead. I think we might be going. No, hopefully not. As we said, Tom, Norwich and Burnley and Watford, I think we will do much better than them. Just we need those signings. Abadi says, do you think character or personality of Eddie Howe matching Newcastle? Because until now we didn't see any improvement seen in the team. We have big weakness, especially in Watford. We are heading or leading, but we didn't close and we didn't defense well.
Well, I think there's massive improvement in the team since Eddie Howe turned up. You've got to look at how he's changed Joe Linton. How he's changed the way we play. We have looked better in a lot of games. We've been getting better in a lot of games. Cambridge and Watford were the two disappointments. I think that we didn't move on. We didn't actually we didn't prove that. How come we didn't prove how better we were when we played Man United? We played Man United, and we got the result that we wanted. We should have been up for the Cambridge game. We should have been up for the Watford game. We weren't. I don't know what the problem was with the mentality. Know that, and later on yesterday, yeah, their legs did seem to like that they weren't there. They didn't seem to be closing down. They didn't seem to have the press. But I can't say that we haven't improved. I think we've improved a hell of a lot, certainly since Steve Bruce has gone. Because if Steve Bruce had still been here, I cannot see us of even getting any of the results. And we've played any better. I can't see we're doing it any better than where we are now. No way. I think we could be worse off. I think we could be cut adrift. We may be bottom of the league now with nothing, because we hadn't been winning any games under Steve Bruce.
So, I wish Faisal Kabadi, his how many games he watched? Did he watch Steve Bruce before with نيوكاسل؟ طبعا ديف يقول بالعكس، تطور الفريق تطور كبير على مستوى التشكيلة، على مستوى طريقة اللعب، على مستوى تطوير اللاعبين. شفنا جولينتون صار لاعب ما شاء الله، لاعب ثاني، يعني تقريبا كل اللاعبين تحسنوا. أنا أشوفهم صراحة every player get better with Eddie Howe. just that المشكلة احنا الفرق الأساسية، الفرق الثانية تحسنت وجابوا لاعبين، عكس ماك آشلي ما كان يجيب لاعبين. يعني فمستوى اللاعبين في نيوكاسل مقارنة باللاعبين الثانيين ما هو جيد، في نقص كثير عندنا، لكن إن شاء الله احنا بنكون أصحاب، وما زلنا احنا الآن في الطليعة. we are the first best team in signings and we will continue. يعني واتفورد they will not sign anyone more I think. يعني maybe one the Croatian defender as they are looking for earlier but they couldn't from Besiktas I think, or from Besiktas. Norwich, Leeds even خلاص they did everything. Barely they trying to spend the 25 they got. They want Origi, this says, who knows. So I think we are gonna راح نسوي إن شاء الله شيء أفضل, doing much better with 15 days left. Wissam, come on Wissam, why you want to hurt our feeling? Botman just score for Lille. وليد and Dave, would you be happy to see Jack Wilshere join in a short contract?
No way.
No way, because the injuries you have.
Yeah. Attitude as well. Bad attitude. Yeah. No, don't want him.
It wasn't just the defense, the midfielders and everyone set back, encouraging Watford. Yeah. But they were ahead, يعني, I think, in the last goal. I thought in general yesterday the whole team looked out of sorts. I don't know what that means. If you can, Dave, help me.
That just means they were disjointed. They were
yes, separated. Yeah. Where were all the crosses into the box? Yes, this is what I was talking about. Ranieri, great coach. He really know that we bring Chris Woods for the crosses and they close it very well. So we should have someone in the deep attacking. That's why Maximan scored, because he did that. But unfortunately, we didn't have players to do this in Newcastle, to do the deep attacking. That's why we need attacking midfielder. Has Dubravka been the same since? I think, yeah.
No, I think there's a.
But the goals, it doesn't seem his fault.
No, the goals haven't been his fault. I mean, like I say, he made a fantastic save yesterday when they were 1-on-1 with it. Their player was 1-on-1 with him, and he got down and he managed to deflect the ball. And he actually deflected it off the player, so it went out for a goal kick rather than a corner. He does play well, but I think he's also worried about who's in front of him, who's making the mistakes.
Yes.
And that can affect the goalkeeper. That can affect the goalkeeper massively, because he's then trying to cover for his defense. When you've got defenders who are, ducking beneath the balls, who are not getting their tackles in, who are being turned left, right, and centre, you could see him having a go at some of the players yesterday because they were getting caught, but they were getting turned around. Now, players like that shouldn't be getting turned around. Where they should be able to face somebody up and stop them from coming forward. Now, too many times we're kicking the ball past our players and getting past them and getting into the box, and Dubravka was playing all sorts of merry hell with them. So that's
حديث احنا على الحارس ممتاز دوبرافكا، لكن لا ننسى بغض النظر عن اصابته لا ننسى قلوب الدفاع والمحاور سيئين يعني، فهذا يعطي صعوبه. يعني تخيل ان حارس قدامك، كلنا حرسنا في حياتنا، شوف لما يكون عندك مدافع يبرد القلب ولا مدافع تعبان كيف تاثيرك مهما كان مستواك كحارس. Do you think Ramsey let's we exceed our time, Dave, sorry for make it long, just let's answer quickly. Do you think Ramsey will come?
I don't know. I don't think he would be a player I would take, but I don't think he'll come. I think he'll hang on until the end of the transfer window to see if he can get something more nearer London. I don't think he'll come to Newcastle.
يتوقع ديف انه بينتظر اخر السوق لعل وعسى يروح لندن او مكان قريب من لندن حسب رأي ديف. Do you think Newcastle will start a tour around the players who have release clause?
No.
No, لا
no. I think it was just lucky that we hit on with Chris Wood, that he was in the same agent. But what you can't suggest, what you're not allowed to suggest, is that agent tipped Newcastle off to Chris Wood. That would be highly.
Actually, there was someone funny. I don't know who. I forget, but he said he texted me. He said, "وليد, Diego Carlos have released the clause 75 million." So this is too much. So what if you release clause? Okay, they put the release clause to make it impossible to you to sign him. Okay.
Well, you think on that, Lionel Messi had it. What did he have? He had a £1 billion release clause.
Whoa, yeah.
You know, but he just had his contract run down in the end.
That's the plan. That's the plan for players.
You know, so
for every act there is another act. You know, it's like a Newton third law. Life goes. I don't think the director football. I don't think this will happen now. I think this is gonna be discussed. It's too late to have now. Maybe after we become relaxed more in 15 or 16 position. Also, Solanke was dreadful under Howe. Only good this season. He's in championship. Actually, if this is I don't know actually much about Solanke. I know he's a striker, but I wish if we have better quality or better player. Happy with Solanke if you join us today?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He knows where the goal is.
Okay.
You know, yeah. I can't remember how many goals he scored for Bournemouth this season, but he's way better than what we have as backup. And if
is he better than Chris Wood and Wilson?
He's better. I think he would be better than both of them.
اوكي طبعا في لاعب سولانكي انا صراحه اجهله كثيرا لكن ديفي انه افضل من ويلسون وافضل من كريس وود برايه ويتمنى انه ياتي نيوكاسل. طبعا مهاجم في بورموث but I don't think Bournemouth will release him.
No, I don't think it will neither. Not when they've got a chance to get him promoted. So I think
خصوصا بورموث الان عنده امل انه يصعد في الهبوط فما راح يفرط في اللاعب. Especially we take many players from Bournemouth. So
yeah.
I'm still backing Eddie. I just think makes sense to have transfer expert making the signing, of course, but it's the timing. Already they have Nick Hammond for 2 months temporarily. Too many cookers, and I don't think this is going to happen. Salah still talking about with Liverpool. Liverpool can't pay Salah salary, so we can. Do you think this is even possible?
No.
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 But it's possible, but it's after 1 year and a half.
Yeah, pipe dream, really. Yes, there's a, Liverpool can't. They've said they're not prepared to increase his wages. They're not prepared to pay him anything more, which will open the door to Real or Barcelona. We're not competing with them yet. At the moment, we can't compete with them yet in terms of where we're playing. Once we can establish ourselves under our new ownership in the Premiership, and we become a stronger team, and where we can be challenging for trophies and for titles, and the possibility of qualifying for UEFA competitions, whether that's the Europa League or that's the Champions League, we'll not attract those big players until that time. And by then, Mo Salah will be walking around on a walking stick and have a long grey beard.
اوكي. يستبعد طبعا يعني صلاح حاليا يعني الفترة اللي هو فيها يعني يمكن لو انه اصغر او ممكن يعني اذا تحسن وضع نيوكاسل خلال سنتين، لكن هو اصلا بقي له سنة ونص وينتقل، يعني على الاغلب هو يبقى يبحث عن العقد الافضل له يعني، ويبدو لي انه بيروح للاندية الجاهزة، قد يكون مثلا ريال مدريد او باريس سان جيرمان. هذا مجرد رأي شخصي. بنشوف احنا مبابي، موضوع هالاند، صراع على عرش اللاعبين، صراع عروش اللاعبين الكبار، يعني هذا بيفرق كثير في انتقالات اللاعبين مستقبلا. رياض رشيد he have good news for us. Atlanta Gosens he playing his team playing now and he's not in the squad or lineup, but I heard yesterday أنا سمعت إنه مصاب. I heard he's injured, so I don't know. Why are you laughing?
Another player we're linked with who's injured. I don't
this is just I hear nothing confirmed.
No, I don't want to be linked with players who are injured.
Well, I'm not sure, but this is what to be said.
Yes.
Shouldn't be true. Cantwell is injured. Ramsey injured. I don't know.
Ekitike injured.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Yeah. So yes, there's too many players injured. Too many players injured.
We need to sign 2 defenders and 1 CDM, center defense midfielder, before Leeds. If we didn't make a sign for tomorrow, we will get in trouble because the time goes and we can't waste it. Hopefully, there will be a sign with Sam. Jersey Mag, would you sign Christian Eriksen on a short-term deal, an option to extend? But Jersey, is he playing now? He didn't play since the incident, right?
He hasn't played since the incident, no.
That's very risky. I don't think. I think he retired.
Yeah, no, I do not think he'll play top flight football again.
Abadi,
he may play football, but he'll not be in the Premiership, because it's just, you wouldn't want to put the man through that. The fact that he could suffer another heart attack.
Yeah,
and you've got to look at the number of players who've actually died on the pitch.
Yeah. Who nobody would risk. No team, even if he go for free.
No,
Abadi, he answered me. He said, I watch games for Newcastle, whole of it. I noticed in the last 10, if Newcastle lead, he didn't win. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying whole days, because we didn't have decent defense midfielder and decent defender. إنه ما عندنا دفاع وما عندنا محاور جيدين يا عبادي. I agree with Dave. Pressure on Dubravka because the defense is bad.
Yeah.
Do you think Hugo Etiketi or Ekitiki will come? He's a decent striker, just young.
In the summer.
في الصيف.
In the summer, yeah. In the summer.
مكحول. He said, I am the one who says it's 75 million. معليش أنا والله من كثر المعلومات اللي ترسل لي والله يعني معليش، بس والله ضحكتني صراحة. 75 كثير يعني، هو تعجيزي يعني، ما يبي إنه شيء إنه فكرة يعني، بس يعطيك العافية. يعني واصل الله يعطيك العافية رسال لي معلومات. Solanke has 4 goals and 63 Premier League games. I think there is some mistakes.
No, that's in the Premier League. That's when he was playing for Chelsea and for Bournemouth. He hasn't. He's scoring goals for fun in the Championship at the moment.
Yeah, but Dave, this is really make me remember my question in my mind. Mitrovic, today I hear someone in space talking about Mitrovic. I saw him in Fulham. He wasn't that a great player, but when he in a championship, he scores a lot. But that doesn't mean he can score in Premier League.
No, exactly. But
Solanke, this is a weak number. What do you think?
That's a weak number. That is a weak number. Yeah, but I still think Solanke will be a better player. Will be a better player now than he's only 24. You know, he's only 24.
Uh-huh.
He'll be a better player now than what he was when he was in the Premier League and he wasn't scoring goals. You know, his game. He'll have learned a lot of stuff from his games. That's, you know, if he can do it for Bournemouth this year and get him promoted, I think he's worth taking a punt on. I think he's definitely worth taking a punt on, because we can't always rely on spending big money on every player that there is in the world at the moment. You know, we've got to be pragmatic. We need to bring some players in who we can develop for the future. Ekitike is one of them. Let's hope players like Solanke is another. You know,
it's very interesting days coming over. Under 18 play tomorrow night at St. James Park in FA Youth Club against Colchester United. Good luck for Newcastle under 18's team. I don't think Salah will go out from Premier League. If he will not stay at Liverpool, I think he will leave out Premier League. But who knows? We'll see. Being reported widely across the media. I think about Eriksen.
Eriksen, no.
We need experienced player more than younger players. Agree, disagree, Dave?
Who?
We need experienced player more than younger players.
Yeah, we need experienced
younger players, both.
Yeah, we need younger players for the future, but we need experienced players now. But if you're talking about experienced players, we've brought in 2 very experienced players in Trippier and Wood, because they've got the experience of playing in the Premier League, and they've got experience of actually knowing how to play those games. So yes, we could have the experience there, but what we also need is we need players who've got experience of other leagues, who've got the talent. Carlos is one, Botman's another. Let's see if we can get them over the line. I think Botman. I don't think the Botman deal is dead yet. I don't think it is. But the more and more that Lille carry on with this pretense that he's not going anywhere, and the fact he scored tonight might mean that we have to give them the £50 million they're asking for. But and I think that's what it is. I think if I can't see the Lille president actually holding sway over the whole club to say that they wouldn't accept a £50 million deal. I think they would. Because that's, like I say, that's going to be paying their wages for the next 2 seasons. So
اوكي كويكلي ويل gonna wrap this. بنخلص بعد شويه. احنا اليوم طولنا بزياده، بس يعطيكم العافيه على هذه المداخلات. عبادي saying about فينالدوم صرح انه ما راح يرجع لنيوكاسل اذا كانت هذه تصريحات صحيحه من الاخبار. Can you each name one realistic player you believe would improve the side most? For me, from the available ones. Okay, start. Go on, Dave.
I would go for Botman. He's a realistic.
But Lil President Oliveira says,
like I said,
next summer.
Money speaks volumes, and I think if the money's right, and I would expect the board, our Mr. Rumian and Hammond will be putting together a deal where Lille cannot turn us down. I think he could be one of those players that we signed before Leeds. Carlos being one of them. I think Botman could be another. But Botman would be my choice. That would be my choice.
For me, not the player as it's the position. I need defense midfielder who can really do two things, which is basic for defense midfielder. He can't become a wall or defend in the counter attack we receive very well, and he can start an attacking, and he really can control the ball. يعني so this is what we really need. قلت لك عبادي انه مستبعد جدا حاليا فينالدوم يجي نيوكاسل. والله كان في اشاعات مش على لوكا مودريتش، كان في اشاعات على لوكا يوفيتش، بس ما يعني الى الان ما جاء حديث حول هذا الموضوع. احنا تكلمنا انه ممكن وجودهم في السعوديه ممكن يقرب وجهات النظر اذا صار في اجتماعات اداريا او ما الى ذلك. Let's wrap up with this funny comment. Makhul says Newcastle women team much than man team. What do you think, Dave?
Yes, but they're playing in the women's second division at the moment.
هم ترى في الدرجة الثانية لا تنسى.
But they're getting better, you know, and I think they could be in 2 years' time. They could be in the women's Premier League. They're a good team. They're a very good team. They won a game, I think it was last week or the week before. They won 10-0. They won a game 10-0. So let's get them girls up in the top leagues as well. You know, we need a decent men's team and a decent women's team, and that's I'm not being funny. I think we can do that.
All right, we are not going to be relegated. إن شاء الله يعني نشوف الأخبار إن شاء الله الجاية بتكون أخبار تسرنا إن شاء الله في صفقات إن شاء الله قبل مباراة ليدز بإذن الله. نتمنى إن شاء الله صفقتين. Thank you all for joining us and for the chat. Always appreciated. See you daily 7:30 with Dave and Chris. شكرا لك Dave. Thank you Dave for joining us, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have same time show, and hopefully we have better news. Good night all. How are the lads?
Good night.